Okay, folks, we're going to start the meeting up. Okay, the first we're going to do with the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, folks, I'm going to start the meeting off, and just would you get a chance to read the minutes, the regular meeting minutes of August 22nd?
Yes.
Everybody did? Somebody want to make a motion to accept these minutes?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from the August 22nd regular meeting.
Okay, any second?
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And also for the non-public sessions, August 22nd and August 29th, the non-public minutes. You had a chance, we know what we went through there. Again, I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes
And
unless there are some...
Let me just make one correction. There are actually two different non-publics that we held on, both on the 22nd.
Okay.
So they're there, and then there should be a third one from the 29th, which is, yes, right here. So they're, just want to make sure we're signing three, and I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and keep them sealed for both meetings held on the 22nd.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, the next thing is, that's why I'm sitting over here. After
No, hold on, we're gonna make one more motion about the 29th.
Right.
And I'll make-
you did one
sorry,
at a time.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's my big moment.
And then I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the 29th and to also keep those meeting minutes sealed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And if you want to show all three of those. Okay, now
Okay.
your moment.
Okay, so,
Oh,
well, you know, we're changing the chair, but I've been chair for 14 months, and I asked the two selectmen if somebody else would like to do it, and as I understand, they had like a hand wrestling match or something, and
I won.
no, I'm just kidding. So, you know, this is great. I've enjoyed all this, but yeah, Barbara's going to be, she's done it before, and we know she's good at it. So I'd like to make a motion to have Barbara Campbell as the next chairman of the Board of Selectmen.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank
Very
you
good.
very much.
Thank you
I
for stepping
appreciate
up.
it. You bet.
Appreciate it.
And if you'll initial these three.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I will take over. The next is regarding the town administrator position. So for those that don't know already, Julie Atwell is going to be leaving and moving her family to another better place because Jackson is so awesome. So she is going to be leaving in towards the end of September, mid-end of September. And so we have offered the position to Julie Hoyt. And I don't know if we need to make a motion, but I'm going to make it official. I would like to make a motion to move Julie Hoyt into the position of town administrator.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I
Congratulations.
just also want to say that we are very blessed to have Julie stepping into this position because she has been shadowing Julie for how many years now? 10
years.
And
You are lucky. Thank you.
doing a lot of the job. She backs her up all the time. She is the face of the office when you walk in, and we're really fortunate to have her here, and the job is well deserved. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Obviously, that leaves an open chair. So we have put an ad out, and just an FYI, we did put an ad out to the staff of the town to be sure that there were no other candidates that wanted to apply for the job in case someone did have an interest, and we did not get any other replies, so Julie hand wrestled them before our match, and she won that one too. So, but we did put it out there, and there was no one else that wanted to apply for the job, so we were happy to have Julie step into that position, and that, as a result, opened up her position, and we did post the job for the town administrative assistant in the Conway Daily Sun, as well as on e-news and through internal methods. And we have gotten some respectable resumes, so we are going to have a non-public after this meeting to go over the resumes and start that process. The wonderful thing is that Julie Atwell is professional and has given us a lot of notice for her position. She'll be training Julie, and this is sort of like the perfect storm time to go because we have tax rates coming up, we have budget season coming up, we have a lot of things that you've been involved in the past, but it'll be a nice transition time, and that'll be a good time to bring somebody else in too. So we're looking forward to bringing somebody on, and we got some good resumes. Did I miss anything on there that you wanted to comment on? Bob?
No.
Perfect. Well, we got some transition going on, and we're very blessed. So, all right, the next item is that several weeks ago, and a few of these letters went out in e-news, but several weeks ago, it was actually on August 22nd, Chief Purley was the first responder on a motor vehicle accident that was up in Ingham Notch on Route 16, and practically, if not literally, saved someone's life that was in a very severe accident. And he has been recognized by letters from both the Sergeant of Troop F from the state of New Hampshire, as well as the Gorham Fire and EMS. And he just did an incredible job by using his EMS training and just jumped into action. And after the EMS folks actually showed up at the ambulance, he stayed on to direct traffic and helped out where he could. So we are very fortunate to have him as our chief of police and having such a great knowledge of being able to help serve in this great capacity. So he's not here at the meeting today, but we definitely respect him and thank him for the good work that he did on that day. So, the other thing that's nice is our new police officer has started, and it's not on our agenda right now, but we mentioned it, and he joined us on the Memorial Parade the other morning. So Mike Mosier is our new staff sergeant, and he has experience from the town of Bartlett as well as the town of Madison, and he is on board with us. I think he started just this week, and great guy. I encourage you to stop and say hi or get pulled over and get to know him. He's really a nice guy.
And he's already certified.
Yes, already certified. He's I think we had some other information on him, but he's also a canine officer. We're not a canine unit in Jackson, but he's got a lot of really good background. So.
Can I just say one other thing? Someone asked me yesterday why we hired a teenager for the police department.
Yeah.
This guy looks
I
young.
know, baby face.
He's
for
younger
sure.
than that, but he's
Yeah.
good.
I think, and like,
Not
people
compared to
will-
riding a dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
That's a good one.
But definitely people will know him because he was in Bartlett and his family's involved in this valley in the area, so
Yeah.
you might have seen him around before, but we're very
Can I just ask, where did Ryan go to?
Ryan has retired from the police department, not retired, he left and he is going to fill in maybe a few part-time shifts for us, but he's going to become a firefighter like his family. Grandfather was the longest serving firefighter in the state of New Hampshire, I believe, did I get that right?
Well, I know in Conway for sure. But I
In
don't know.
Conway, for sure, and his dad was also a firefighter. So we don't publicize it, but we were down to Chief Purley and Ryan McDonald for a short time, was filling in a few shifts, but it was, and we're very fortunate to bring Mike on, so.
Well, I'm gonna miss Ryan for personal.
Yeah,
He helped me out quite a bit when I was laying in the street with my stroke.
honestly, we are very fortunate to have the people that we've had, and at the last 2 meetings ago, I think, someone was here that also gave Ryan kudos for responding, so we're very fortunate. And like I said, he may help out at a few special events as well, until he goes on to his full-time training, so. And thanks for bringing that up, since we didn't cover it before, I appreciate that. All right. Elmo, we have trustee of trust funds funding and withdrawals. So the Board of Selectmen are requesting the following withdrawals from the trust funds as indicated below. And it is invoice number 30566 in the amount of $1,146.75, dated 7/31/2023 for HEB Engineers, and that will be withdrawn from, $1,146.75 withdrawn from the Maroon Groundwater Expendable Trust Fund 0071. And in addition to that, we have invoice number 30613 for $671.25, dated August 31st, 2023, also for HEB Engineers, and that is $671.25, also from the Maloon Groundwater Expendable Trust Fund 0071. I will take a motion to accept these.
So moved.
I'll second it.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And yes, we continue to do the Maloon groundwater testing, as we always will have to, as long as there are homes that are, one signature, as long as there are homes around there to make sure that their drinking water is safe. Thank you. So, all right. So, yeah, I'm gonna skip over the bench thing, and we
Yeah.
can figure that out later. Perfect. All right, moving on to the pending fire station updates. I know there's, Jay isn't here or anybody from the fire department, but I did want to mention that there was an e-news and I'll say, it was a letter to the editor by Tim Scott that went out that posed some different perspective on both renovating and building a new fire station. And again, I will stress to everyone that can make it on a Tuesday or any time that you want to go visit the fire department, to please go visit them and learn more about the fire department, the fire station, and the condition of the fire station, and whether or not you want to vote for a renovation or a new fire station coming election time. It's super, super important that the voters and the taxpayers are educated on this decision, because it's going to involve a lot of money no matter what, but it really is important to learn more about the conditions and what's expected of our fire department and what the town wants to do. Off the soapbox. Anything else on the fire department?
Nothing. We
Okay.
covered it.
All right, and facilities committee, nothing to update on that. Short-term rentals, we still have a pending approval for Glorio, which is still waiting for Kevin Bennett to chat with them. So we have nothing to approve on that and no motions to make on that.
I do have a question.
Yes,
The
sir.
reason I'm here.
Okay.
Who brought the issue of the covenants up about that land? I noticed 2 weeks ago, you guys said, there was an issue with the advertising, which I think is going to correct. And then, after that sentence, there was an issue with covenants on the land.
And it wasn't you who
Yeah,
brought it. I thought it- was it Kevin?
Kevin had seen the covenants in the property file, and he questioned that, so we sent that to legal, and legal counsel came back, said that we couldn't, that wasn't anything that.
That wasn't germane to whether it should.
Yeah.
Because I went through my deed,
Mhm.
and there were 10 covenants on those 3 properties up there that John Doty sold way back when.
Okay, yeah.
And they're pretty specific as what he can do and he cannot do with that property as far as, I'll let you read it, I have it with me. It's residential use only. And I'm sure that's going to get into an issue of how STRs are defined. Is it a business? Is it commercial? Is it residential? Because he was quite ahead of his time with what he put in there for covenants.
Yeah, if you would drop those to the office and then we can take a look at those and make
Sure.
sure that they're all considered, that would be great. And if we can make sure that legal has seen that part of it and
Yeah,
all considerations.
I can tell you what legal said. There have been several lawsuits in the state of New Hampshire, and New Hampshire has ruled that short-term rentals are not they're not commercial businesses. They're residential, so. And that's why legal counsel was saying he can argue both sides. But because of
But
the lawsuits that have been happening.
So again, I think
Yeah.
before we make any more comments and sort of decide what has and has not been legally decided, I'd like for us to look at the covenants for sure, make sure that we run them by our attorney again, and then seeing what legal precedence has been set, number one, exactly what the verbiage says in the covenants, so it ties back to any legal decisions that have been made.
For my edification, does the owner of an STR have to pay what would equate to a hotel tax or something?
They do, meals and rentals taxes,
So
yes.
wouldn't that throw that into a commercial or business
It
type
doesn't.
arrangement?
That doesn't qualify as that, no.
It's a question that comes
But,
up a lot,
yeah.
what you're asking.
It doesn't seem to be, you're going like this.
Well, technically, this would be 14 days are allowed to have an income tax rate according to IRS regulations. On the 15th day, they would be subject to the meals and state lodging tax. Because you have a 14-day.
When they do file for a short-term rental conditional use permit, they are required to provide us with their meals and rentals tax number. So we make sure that they are legitimately registered as doing business, not to say business with a light term, but that they're paying their fees. So, but again, like Julie said, the terminology, well, you're filing as a business owner per se, doing a meals and rentals tax, but that doesn't qualify you as a business in the residential zone.
Stick with the septic argument, you've got that one there.
The what?
The septic argument. Stick with that one.
We already have
Okay,
it.
so
We're
if you,
down
yeah,
below.
if you could, drop that.
Yeah, I can show you right up to the meeting.
Okay, sounds great, I appreciate it. And just for the purpose of recording, would you mind telling me your name?
Don Mason.
Don Mason, thank you. I know I asked you last time, but I just wanted to make sure. And are you a concerned citizen as well?
I'm here for comments, not on his behalf.
Okay, just wanted to make
Although
sure.
I would stand up for him for sure.
Okay.
If you needed me to vouch for him.
Thank you. All right, since Kevin Bennett is not with us and we're on to the building and driveway permits, I'm guessing there are no items here that are worthy of any discussion, and Kevin has taken them and approved them. So we're up to 103 building permits, September 12th. We got a busy year. So, yeah, it's a busy year. Most of these are remodels and re-roofs and things like that,
Right.
but it's good to keep Kevin busy, I guess, right? There's also an approved driveway permit on Old Jackson Road, and that is also part of one of the building permits, so. All right. Anything else, guys?
No,
Anything?
pretty straightforward.
Public comment?
Great, well, I'll start with one I didn't come here to comment on, but after your discussion about the fire station and my appearance at the open house today, three of you should be aware, and I'll give my comment, that pretty interesting statistics at the fire station. 2 fires in the last 10 years. Roughly 80% of the calls go to Bartlett. So only 20% of that fire station is being used in the town of Jackson's tax base. So there's an arbitrage play there, right, from the town of Bartlett and the selectmen thereof to basically piggyback on the taxpayers of Jackson, because they have no indication they're going to share the new cost of the $4.6, $4.8 million fire station. Just a comment, just something to review. If you want to see the detailed specifics and analytics, I can certainly give you those. But very small portion go to the town of Jackson, and we pay, town of Jackson pays 100% of that bill. So no cost reimbursement. It's under, as you know, the shared mutual aid, mutual aid as they call it. It's a misnomer to call it mutual. There's no reimbursement. There's 28 volunteer fire department members in Jackson, and they all get paid. And most of those calls, 80% of them are going to market. So something to consider, and something that should be brought forward, and any consideration for the fire station, absent and separate from the detailed analysis of the build. Very important to note that. And Bartlett always takes the tax, and I live in Bartlett, and I don't know many properties in Bartlett, as I do in Jackson. They'll take the tax that they just don't have the money. And of course, the town of Jackson, it's right in.
And again, I think that's really important as to why people need to go to the fire station, to learn and interpret all of the numbers and the statistics.
The problem is not many people understand, and they don't even have many of the numbers. Jay, of course, does,
Mhm.
but very few people, they, give them a tour and
Right, you have to know what to ask
how
to
to
some
get down
extent.
a fire station, it's definitely, yeah.
Thank
But
you.
the main question is,
Yes.
right, I don't think it'll argue that point. The main question is, who's getting the benefit, and what's the hit on Jackson taxpayers? So maybe the question should be asked by the select board, if we do pass it, maybe three questions, right? Either yes or no, but if it's yes, how about if we get partial payment from the town of Rutland, or get a cost mutual aid reimbursement? That might be more palatable to fund that particular project if we get some reimbursement. You can go over 10 years, 20, 50, 100 years. The math's the same. It's 80% to all these other towns. Jackson doesn't get the benefit.
Mhm.
Something to consider. Now for why I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here because of Tom DeFusco, my neighbor. I'm Paul Pagliarulo up in Lot 10 up there. I'm sure you guys know me. I'm sure you've seen all the issues I've had with Tom over the years. I have a comment, and it's not on the agenda, and I will be put on the agenda at some later point in time. My comment is this, and Kevin, by the way, is working on issues that DeFusco has, and some of the state infractions that he has,
Okay.
and the state up there, he has no permits to do anything up there.
okay.
He's working on that. Kevin's doing a good job as best he can in a small town. My only comment would be, in the future, when you're approving these building permits, and as you said, you have 128 of them, I'm guessing maybe 5 of those are new construction, the rest are remodels. You may want to consider getting the construction approvals and getting the operational approvals from the septic system. Sounds like a big concern with groundwater. You're testing some sites earlier. That's the #1 cause of groundwater contamination, is septic systems. Tom does not have construction approval, nor does he have operational approval, and more importantly, he doesn't have an occupancy permit. Now, I don't know how many other people on this list that are being approved for these renovations who don't have occupancy permits from a state level or a town level, but my suspicion is it's probably more than half. So my comment is, and it's lawful and statutorily required by the board, is to get construction approval, operational approval, and also occupancy permit approval before approving any addition or renovation. The comment, it's lawful, it would be the right thing to do for groundwater, for neighboring properties, all my neighbors agree. DeFusco's on a hold period right now because the state basically agreed, they pulled a file from the town, he has no approvals. So, we've looked at some other properties and it's very similar. So, the buck stops with the three of you. So it'd be nice as a protocol to, prior to approving it, making sure they have a state-approved construction approval to operate the septic and an occupancy permit to occupy the property. Now that goes beyond, right, existing grandfather, that's fine. But once they start to renovate or put additions or improve their property, you have the authority to request a state certified certificate of approval and occupancy permit. Something that I think should be implemented in town. And if I need to go on the record in and be on a board or be a question and answer settle, I know some of your comments and you don't have to answer the question. But I think it would serve the town well.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that input.
And there will be minutes of this meeting, correct?
That's
There
right.
will.
My comments.
Yes.
Excellent.
And tell me your name again.
Paul Pagliarulo.
Okay.
And you pronounce that, how do you pronounce your name?
DeFusco.
DeFusco.
Yeah.
Not like
No,
DeFusco.
no.
Right.
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I
You're welcome.
appreciate you coming
Thank
to the
you.
meeting and expressing that. Any other public comment? Jerry?
I wasn't going to comment, but Barbara, you suggested that the townspeople could go to the firehouse to garner information as to whether or not to support new construction or rebuilding of the current. Do you really believe that the fire department is the best source of information for the townspeople to garner information on that? I mean, based on what would we make that decision? And I'll go one step further. The selectmen have to take a position on whatever goes on the warrant. And what would you base your decisions on? Talking to the fire department?
So if I said support, I didn't mean support, I meant knowledge, so learning about the fire station. So yeah, the only place you can learn about the fire station and see it is at the fire station. You can see pictures of it, of course, and learn that way. But yeah, I think that learning about the fire station, the equipment, the manner of the way things happen for a call and what conditions they have, I think that's extremely important. And yeah, you're gonna learn that from the Chief Henry and all the firefighters that are there. When it comes to what we're going to propose for a warrant and what we need to either support or not support is probably gonna come partially from the planning board and their capital improvement plan, or an independent source that will present something to us. So it can't come from the fire department. That would probably be biased, and I think we've probably learned that over time, that it shouldn't come from the fire department. I'm simply saying that in order to get more information about our current fire department and our current firehouse, which I guess I should say the station more than the department, because the department is well-staffed, like you said. They do an amazing job on whatever calls they go on, whether it be fires or rescues or car accidents or, you know, smoke alarms, whatever. But I think that it's important to learn about the condition of the fire station and just become educated in that. So when a warrant article or any kind of proposal does come out that would affect the tax rate or our town, that you have some knowledge of that. But it should come from an independent source.
To his point,
Yeah.
on a cursory level, I would agree with that, and we can see that in the cursory level. I think what he's addressing, and I have the same question, with specificity, on a detailed level, the cost, right? Maybe an engineering study, maybe a breakdown from the architect.
Right.
8,000 square foot, well, that's a lot
Right.
of money per square foot for that. Why is it so much money? I did the West Austin P Fire Station over for that, for the whole place. I know what my costs are.
Yep.
Very high cost. So I think he's talking more specifics and details. I think
Absolutely.
everyone can agree that they should have better accommodations for sure. It's a stressful job. I mean, they should have some recreation as well, kitchen, all that stuff, for sure. It's a very stressful environment for them. I think, to his point, it's more of a, like my point was with the 80%, it's more of a cost analysis. Where's the money going? Can it be spent in a better way? Have we done the analysis so we can make a better intelligent decision? And if we're only getting 20% benefit of it, why are we paying 80% of the cost?
Mhm.
That's another part that's going to be more palatable to a lot of people. And it really does depend on the three of you. I mean, all the
Well-
citizens can go there, but they're pretty much lay people.
Yeah,
The other
but
three people that have the business mindset and the political mindset to kind of analyze everything, get the feedback, and kind of make a decision.
right. And we would present it as a warrant article that would be voted on by the town and have to be approved by 2/3. So,
Right, but as you know,
yes, but we have, yes.
it has in there, selectmen either approve or disapprove. So
Right.
you'll have your 2 cents, and your 2 cents should be based on solid analytics.
Absolutely. Jerry?
One other comment, you had mentioned the planning board CIP. The selectmen, in as much as I'm on the planning board, are one of the selectmen going to attend our meetings as a, for,
Bob?
Yes.
Yeah.
good.
And Bob is also the liaison.
Because I think the board needs some direction as to what we're struggling with, what actually our mission is with regard to making recommendations on things like capital improvement, fire department.
Right.
And should we be looking at, and the fact that someone's coming would be helpful, should we be looking at the concept with the dollars, or both? We're struggling with that as to how to deal with it.
Right.
And to have someone from the board that could input would be great. Thank you.
My understanding was Frank was at the last one, and I'll be attending moving forward.
Thanks.
Thursday night.
Yep. All right. Any other public comments? Thank you very much then. Our upcoming meetings are Tuesday, September 26th at 3:30, Tuesday, October 10th at 3:30, and Tuesday, October 24th at 3:30. And I will make,
Snowing here.
Hmm?
It'll be snowing here.
I know, that, don't even say that. I will make a motion to to end our public session and go into a non-public session. And it is 3:58.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.